You're listening to Soap Dirt, the latest in television entertainment news.
Hey there, NBC Peacock soap opera fans. This is Soap Dirt on YouTube, and we have got your weekly edition of Days of Our Lives comings and goings, and we are going to talk about some cast changes that are coming up, who you're going to see, who you're going to have to say goodbye to, and why this is all happening. We are in the first full week of May sweeps, and Days of Our Lives is heating up. Even though they're not on network TV and necessarily subject to the Nielsen ratings, they are still participating in that beloved soap opera ritual, which is May sweeps. Before we dig into this edition of DOOL comings and goings, click that subscribe button below if you haven't already so you don't miss any of our Days of Our Lives updates right here on Soap Dirt at YouTube. Now, let's dig in. Bo Brady and Hope Brady. These two are on their way out. Christian Alfonso said she believed that they taped 12 to 15 episodes. We are right up against that upper number, that upper 15. Bo is in a coma. Hope is distraught. She is at his bedside. And the big question is he going to wake up so that they can ride out of town happily ever after? Will Fancy Face get her man and they ride off into the sunset? Or is he going to stay in a coma and then they're going to transition them off into him going to some care facility where she sits by his side until Peter Reckell and Christian Alfonso feel like filming some more scenes for days? We'll have to wait and see, but I, for one, certainly hope that Bo Brady wakes up out of that coma soon and takes Fancy Face into his arms and tells her he loves her. They've had a long road getting back to each other. She really kind of owes Megan Hathaway a debt of gratitude, because if Megan hadn't frozen him, Bo would be truly dead right now from that brain tumor that killed him more than a decade ago. But be ready to say goodbye to them, and when they go, that's going to make some other changes on the scene and part of the cast. One of those people that we're seeing recently, we saw her in Days of Our Lives Beyond Salem, Chapter 2, Up in Heaven, and that is Angela the Angel, played by the fabulous Loretta Devine. You may remember that she was one of the angels up in heaven in Days of Our Lives Beyond Salem, Chapter 2, when we first got Bo Brady back, when Peter Reckell filmed new scenes, and he was dead Bo up in heaven, which is really bizarre because he was actually Bo frozen in a tube. But hey, you got to just let these things happen because it's Ron Carlivati writing this and he's kind of crazy. So the big thing is that she is basically guiding things along. Angela the Angel was the one who talked to Bo about him getting a second chance at life. So really what it was, he was frozen in that tube, but he really wasn't himself. Like his soul was off in heaven, if I'm interpreting this writing correctly. And then when he helped out and kind of earned his wings, earned his new chance, then it looks like his soul went back into his body and then he woke up. Because at the very end of Beyond Salem Chapter 2, Bo did open his eyes. Boom! And we're like, yay, we're getting Bo Brady back. So Angela the Angel is spending time with Hope as Hope spends time at Bo's hospital bed. And when Bo wakes up, I'm fully confident that Angela the Angel is going to be leaving Days of Our Lives as well as Bo and Hope, because they are all headed out as part of this storyline. Another person that's going to be going with her is Ciara Brady. We did not get a visit this time from Ben Weston, and that's probably because Robert Scott Wilson is busy playing Alex Kyriakis, and he may not want to flip over and, kind of get into that headspace. Who knows? Because Ciara just had a phone call with Ben. He's watching little baby Bo, and of course she's pregnant, and she is there to support her parents. And when Bo and Hope leave, of course Ciara is going to go back to Ben. We're wondering if they're all going to literally sail off in the sunset together, since Ben and Ciara have a boat now, and Bo and Fancy Face had their boat also that was named after her. So maybe we will see them all riding off in the sunset together, but we anticipate that comes soon as we are in May sweeps. We're saying goodbye to Christian Alfonso, Peter Reckell, Victoria Konefel, and Loretta Devine. Now, let's talk about somebody who has come back. Everybody kept asking, was Kate Roberts really dead? Of course, first of all, you should know that Kate's not really dead, because people are rarely ever really really dead on Days of Our Lives, which to me is actually one of the best things about the soap, because there's just possibilities. When you just embrace the soapiness of the soap, there's so much possibility. So I never thought for a second that Bo Brady would have shot Kate, and of course he didn't. You may remember that when they did surgery on him, they found a microchip in his brain, and they were able to download it and, see what he saw. They had some kind of optical recorder, some high-tech Days of Our Lives, weird science stuff, and they saw that Bo let her go. So the big question is, okay, Kate's alive, but where is she? This week, all of the official Days of Our Lives spoilers, a lot of them focus around conversations where word spreads about Kate being alive, because right now, Roman Brady thinks that his wife is dead, and he is not looking forward to seeing Brother Bo, because he doesn't like the fact that he shot his wife. And of course, that it didn't go down that way, but right now, that's all Roman knows. And so while he wants to see Bo, he also wants to strangle Bo. And so word is going to spread this week. Kayla is going to tell Chad DiMera about Kate being alive. And of course, Chad will be over the moon, because Kate is kind of like his surrogate mom, and they have a deep bond. So he's going to be very happy. And what's really fun is our first scenes with Lauren Koslow back on the scene as Kate Roberts is her on a fishing boat. And this is a callback to when Lauren Koslow first took on the role. The character had been, soap killed, and that was back when Deborah Adair played the role. And then they decided to bring her back to life a year later, and Lauren Koslow stepped into the role in 1996. And back then, she had turned up briefly on a fishing boat, and so they're doing this great callback, kind of full circle around. Kate got off the island, and she obviously is working her way back towards Salem on this fishing boat. And that brings us to another piece of casting news. Ramon Fernandez has a short arc as a guy on the boat. The character's name is Mauricio, and he's one who barters her nice big diamond wedding ring in exchange for a phone call that she wants to make back home. But then in the latest Days promo, and if you want to see that, you can click on our Days playlist, and we've got a video where we break down the promo and all the good stuff coming next week on Days of Our Lives. And we see Kate with a giant knife holding him down, ready to chop her diamond ring off of his finger. So she isn't very happy with this guy, Mauricio. We expect he'll be around for a handful of episodes, and then he will also exit. If you haven't already subscribed, click below so you don't miss any of our Days of Our Lives updates, your favorite promos, spoilers, and casting news. And don't miss any of Days of Our Lives as we head into our first full week of May Sweeps, and there's mayhem in Salem.
Thank you for being a loyal listener. Follow us wherever you get your podcast, because you don't want to miss the next episode. Soap Dirt is on all the major podcast platforms, including Apple Podcast, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and more.